Hey everyone, and welcome to Real Life Real Crime Daily for Friday, December 29th. And I'm Jim Chapman. Woody Overton and Mike Agavino have the week off. Now, throughout 2023, we have had segments and news stories of all types. And today, we're going to cover some of our favorite moments. From murders to robberies to just flat out kinky, there's really been no crimes that we didn't discuss. Sometimes we even bring you the stories of citizens fighting back. Such is the case with our first clip, which features Taco Vigilante. When a robber tried to hold up a taco joint in Houston, Texas, Taco Vigilante fought back. And we told you all about it on March 20th, 2023.
Moving on to another favorite of ours, Taco Vigilante. So there's been some developments in the Houston case of Taco Vigilante. Let me remind you guys of this story. So this is a gentleman who happened to be enjoying a taco at his favorite neighborhood, Taqueria, in Houston, Texas, when a young man walked in and wielding a handgun and instructed every one of the patrons to hand over their money. As he began walking around tables and collecting the money, Taco Vigilante waited till he walked right by his table. He then promptly stood up, got behind the bad guy, and as I said last time, he shot him up good.
Yeah, you said he killed him good.
Killed him good.
Good
Yeah,
and
well,
thorough.
he may have killed him too good based upon what's happening now, which is that activists in Houston are calling for the arrest of Taco Vigilante, who is still not named in any of this reporting. And they're saying that he went from being a law-abiding citizen to a lawbreaker when he continued to fire despite there being no threat. And so, Woody, you know exactly what happened. You have described it. What would you think the over-under on shots fired should be in a situation like this?
It's maybe you got away with it with the first shot fired, but when you, or certainly, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, he shot him in the back to begin with. And then as he goes down, he puts 8 more in him. I mean, it's like the last episode of Real Life Real Crime Daily where the chiropractor tried to give his wife lead poisoning. This dude was doing the same thing to the Taco Vigilante, gave this dude lead poison 9 times. So well, I think he's definitely going to face something. Problem is, he also left the scene.
The update is that you have this activist group now. So he's gone from hero to now his hero status is being challenged directly by activists who are calling for him to be charged. And there is a grand jury that is investigating the case. They've not identified him as I said. But by the way, it wasn't clear whether all 9 shots had been had made contact with the target. So it's possible that his lead poisoning isn't quite as bad as you intimated. But
he still sprung leaks, evidently.
Yeah, and the activists point out that the manner in which Taco Vigilante left the scene after the 9 shots, he threw his cup on the bad guy, if he's still the bad guy, on the floor of the taqueria as he walked out to get in his vehicle, which we talked extensively about last time. So
he shoots him, kills him good and thorough, and then throws his cup on him as he's walking out and doesn't call authorities. I think if he had just called the cops, he wouldn't be having this issue.
Probably. I mean, something needs to happen. I mean, the message to the public here, if nothing happens, is
it's Texas, baby, and you got a right to defend yourself. But
that's right. And I mean, how many shots? Just because, in my mind, look, I'm not my defense to that would be, hey, I'm not a police officer. I'm not a someone that goes around shooting people all day long, and I don't have any idea how many shots it would take to stop somebody. I've seen people get shot 3 and 4 times and keep coming. Yeah, I'm going to unload.
I have 16 rounds, and they asked me why did I shoot them 16 times. I'm going to say because I didn't have a 17th round.
Right. I mean, this guy could have killed everybody in there. We don't know what his intention was either. He could have been robbing, and then he's going to turn around and just kill the whole place.
Hey, the whole thing wouldn't have happened had he not gone in there and robbed them with a toy gun.
Right.
Or with a gun, period.
Right.
So, tough one.
Dumping a drink on him, and
but I am with Mike that something is going to happen to him just from the aspect of they do not want to set a precedent that everybody can go around unloading a weapon on somebody just because they get robbed.
Yeah, I mean you killed him,
but that
good,
don't mean I don't
then you
agree with it.
throw your drink on him as the last disrespect, right?
Well,
and then
the
you
authorities
left.
The authorities in Harris County are saying that it could be that they may go after abuse of a corpse as the crime, which is somehow a misdemeanor. That's a misdemeanor.
Well, that can't be for the other 8 rounds he put out. Maybe that's for throwing the drink on him, because I mean, you don't know which shot killed him.
That's my point.
Yeah, but hey, throwing the drink on him, that's pretty cold-blooded, and just walking out. I'm going home. See you later.
Shout out.
Yeah, I think I had him with a chance to get on the all-Woody team until I saw the dumping the drink on him, and
he's screwed.
That and the truck, we can't let him.
Yeah, the truck
let
is
him in. So
the pimp ride.
Taco Vigilante,
like
good luck to you, sir.
Yeah, interesting.
Some of our listeners' favorites from 2023 included the games we incorporate into our show. With Mike serving as host, Woody and Jim battle for bragging rights as the Real Life Real Crime Daily show champion. With all of the serious topics we cover, the games tend to provide some much-needed comic relief. One of our most comical game segments included the classic Jeopardy game with a true crime twist. And here's that segment that aired February 17th, 2023.
Well, you guys remember how our Jeopardy game works?
Yes.
Yes. And I'm going to suck at this because I'm bad with names.
Well, I've tried to address one of your major concerns in one of the categories here. But so we're playing Jeopardy, and our 2 categories for today are, 1, who played the private eye? And so I'm going to describe a private eye from a TV series and give you information about that private eye in that series, and you're going to tell me the actor or actress who played that role in that series.
Can you say their name or their actor name, or does it have to be their actual name?
Since last time you guys gave me a hard time about asking you for character names, we are asking you for the actual actors' names here. Okay.
Right. 2-0. I'm going.
That's category 1. I know that Woody has a 2-0 advantage.
Yes.
Woody also has OCD on names.
We also didn't solve even though we had listeners give us great ideas on how to solve our buzzer problem.
Hey, we want to thank y'all too for loving this.
Well, we don't need a buzzer for Jeopardy.
Yes, we do.
Oh,
just hit the table or something.
Because even though somebody controls the board, both can answer the question. And so it's the first person to
We know at home y'all are playing along with us. We have had overwhelming response to these games. I mean, I'm serious. You wouldn't believe the freaking messages that I get. They're like, I can't believe you didn't get that, or I was screaming out the answers and whatever. So thank y'all for listening, and I actually enjoy this.
Yeah,
even though Jim wins most of the time.
Okay, well, here's what we can do, because we can always go back and check the audio. So yell boom.
All right.
If you are buzzing in to answer the question. The second category, so one category is who played the PI, and I have a 100, a 200, a 300, a 400, a 500. And then the other category is alphabet agencies. So these would be agencies within the U.S. government.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay, so
You might get that one.
Might.
so what I need you to do, what you're going to need to do is, let's say the clue was FBI, you would have to tell me what FBI stands for.
Full body inspector.
Yeah. Female body inspector.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, ladies.
That wouldn't have been
Sorry,
a
Sandy.
correct answer, but I think you guys get it. Okay, so since last time we played this game, Jim won, Woody gets the board first and can pick the first category.
Yes. I'm going with that second category about government stuff
Okay,
for 1,000.
we don't have.
All right. For,
Five-
for
I'd like to buy a Val.
500. Yeah.
So wait,
Man of light, turn the letter, please.
okay, wait. You got a 2-point advantage, but they're 500-point questions. So that winning that bet's not going to get you that far.
Can I spread that out over different games?
Okay, here it is. Remember, you have to yell
We're
boom,
ready.
boom into your mic.
Yep.
We serve as the nation's source for maritime intelligence and go by the 3 letters.
Boom.
Jim?
CIA.
That is wrong. That is an incorrect answer. I'll finish the question for Woody. You don't have to answer. We serve as the nation's source for maritime intelligence and go by the 3 letters ONI.
I choose not to lose my 500 points.
Okay.
Do I lose 500?
Yes.
Yes, you do. The correct answer is the Office of Naval Intelligence. Duh. ONI. Okay, what do you still have the board?
All right. So it was same category, 400.
We get no support from the current president, but try and protect U.S. borders anyway.
Boom, Jim.
Yeah.
Jim was first again.
The Border Patrol.
That's an incorrect answer from Jim. Let me finish the question. We get no support from the current president, but try and protect U.S. borders anyway. We are known as ICE.
Immigration. Who is the Immigration Customs Enforcement?
Woody, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Plus 400 for Woody. Jim, minus 900. Woody has 402 and Jim has minus 900. This will need to be a comeback of epic
I'm rolling
proportions.
with the same category,
I'm
300.
about to run the table.
Okay.
Comeback kid.
The
CBK.
$300 question under alphabet agencies. We'll stop you if you try to bring liquid through security.
Boom.
Woody?
This asshole's at the airport. Hold on. The TSA,
Well, what does TSA stand for?
Transportation Security Agency. Who is the Transportation Security Agency?
That is incorrect.
Well,
Do you have an answer, Jim?
We'll finish the question.
We'll stop you if you try and bring liquid through security. We are the TSA.
hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says It makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
I don't have an answer.
Okay. It's Transportation Security Administration.
Oh, fuck.
So
They got to be different than everybody else.
So Woody is down to 102, and Jim is still at minus 900. Woody, you still have the board.
He guessed and got it wrong there.
No, I never guessed.
You never
I said
guessed
I didn't
that.
have an answer.
Oh, okay, good answer. All right. So 100.
You're skipping the $200 question?
I'm sorry, 200.
We help people after natural disasters.
Boom. Who is the Federal Emergency Management Agency? FEMA.
That is a correct answer. FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Woody on fire today. 302 to minus 900. You want to clean up the category?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'll clear out. What do they say? I'll close out the category for 100, please.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
Yeah. You may need to buy several vowels. We were created in 1953 and go by the 3 letters NS.
Boom, June. Who is the National Security Agency?
NSA, National Security Agency. Woody. We found a Woody category.
I broke into Mike's house last night and scanned all that shit.
It's all over but the crying now.
Category.
No,
Jim is going to need a serious rally.
Watch this.
So
in the other category. But the board is still controlled by Woody.
I'm going to this category for 500.
Okay. Oh, this is a hard one. My show aired from 1993 to 2005 and won 84 awards, including 16 Primetime Emmys. My character, Andy Sipowicz, didn't exactly glamorize.
God damn it, It's what is Law and Order? I know who Andy Sipowicz is. I can see his heavy-set fella with.
But you have to name who the actor.
We're actually not looking for the show name. We're looking for the actor's name.
Well, fuck, I don't know.
So, okay. So that was probably not a smart risk for the leader of the game to take.
Negative 102, just like that.
And you're still negative 900.
His 402 becomes a negative 98, I believe.
Shit, I thought I was doing the.
No, it's negative 102.
So I got the show right?
You
I don't
well,
know.
You never said the name of the show.
Law and Order.
Oh, you did say Law and Order? No, that's not the name of the show.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But I shouldn't be giving clues to. Let me read the rest of the clue. So, my show aired from 1993 to 2005 and won 84 awards, including 16 primetime Emmys. My character, Andy Sipowicz, didn't exactly glamorize the life of a police officer.
I don't have an answer.
Dennis Franz would be the actor.
What was the name of the show?
That played in. It's NYPD Blues.
Shit, I knew that's what it was. Yeah. I actually quit watching cop shows when I became a cop. I remember that dude.
Woody, you still have the board, even though the game has tightened.
Now, how does he have? Oh, because I didn't have an answer.
You have to answer the question correctly to take
So
the
let's
board.
go for 400, please, Alex.
For 400, there are actually two possible answers to this question, and this is a daily double, so you can actually get as much as 800 points if you give both correct answers. And here's the question. They played the same private investigator who works out of the Hawaiian estate of the... Jim is here with 800 on the line.
Tom
Easiest
Selleck
in the world.
Tom Selleck would be one correct answer. Do you care to try for the second?
Bet he doesn't.
No.
No answer.
No answer for the second. Nobody watching the new Magnum PI where Jay Hernandez is the actor's name that plays Thomas Magnum. So the rest of the question was they played the same PI who works out of the Hawaiian estate of the mysterious and famous author Robin Masters, but they did it 40 years apart.
Yeah.
So it's negative 500 and negative 102 for Woody. I could still.
No, it's negative 502.
God, is Jim all over the scoreboard. Wait, you were negative 900 and you just got 400, so you're now negative
you got
500.
2 points.
I know, but that would be to my detriment. So you'd be minus 502.
Okay.
What?
Don't worry about it. I got it. Woody's on the job.
And you'd be negative 100.
Right.
Oh, that's the way you're choosing to look at it.
You have a chance.
Okay. You gave a correct answer, Jim. So you now have the board. We have 100, a 300. We have 100, a 200, and a 300 questions still available.
I'll spin. I will take 300.
She played Veronica Mars in the CW series Veronica Mars, which ran from 2004 to 2007 and was brought back for 2019. She hangs with Dax Shepard.
I have no idea.
Pass.
No Veronica Mars fans.
I don't even watch TV.
Well, the Dax Shepard thing was the...
Nope, no idea.
Gosh.
We know what you do with your time.
The lovely and talented Kristen Bell would have been the correct
I don't
answer.
even know that. I still don't know this.
Really?
Nope. I'm about to Google her.
I know a lot of people in our audience know exactly who Kristen Bell is. Okay. We have a $100 and a $200 question remaining. And Jim, you have the board.
200.
I want to go ahead on the record and say you lost.
We'll see.
Woody just did some quick math.
Well, if Woody misses and I get correct,
Well, that's possible
So
too.
you have a chance.
So
Woody's going to sit
Woody's
here and
not
shut
gonna
the
open his
fuck
I
up.
have a mathematical chance.
Yeah.
200. One of my favorite shows. I had a healthy disregard for conventional morality but during my 14 years working with CTU, I foiled many terrorist attacks and assassination attempts. Every season captured exactly one day of my life.
Boom.
Oh,
Kiefer Sutherland, 24.
What he
Some of that.
Jim thought he had all kinds of time because he thought you weren't gonna even make an attempt. So
0. No, it was 200, right? So it's plus 100.
Woody comes in and takes Kiefer off the table. Wow, we have one question left, and it's meaningless, so I will just read it. His character, Nash Bridges, ran the special investigation.
Boom. What is Don Johnson?
or who is Don Johnson?
Or
yes.
who is, yeah.
So Jim gets 100 on the last question and ends with minus 402.
Woody ends with plus 100.
To Woody's 100.
Golly, that was a spanking.
Woody is on a roll. Jim, we may need to bring in a consultant, someone to do a little coaching.
The alphabet guy. Sometimes we cover topics or terms that one of us may be familiar with while the other two, not so much. Such was the case in this next clip, where the story took a hilarious turn on March 22nd, 2023.
Either of you guys on TikTok?
So funny you should mention that. I got sent it. I'm actually, Real Life Real Crime has a TikTok thing with some pretty funny shit on it. Never done the post myself, but I got sent one by a lady who has over 500,000 followers this week. And she did a whole TikTok about Woody Overton and Real Life Real Crime.
She did. So Xi Jinping's probably looking at that right now.
Probably so.
Trying to
I'm going to go on her TikTok.
Decide what China's going to do about you, Woody.
That's the one thing. Even my most hardcore friends that never listen to Real Life Real Crime and don't do the internet shit, they all about that TikTok. I need to watch it more, evidently.
It's crazy. Well, if you guys were on TikTok, you might know about a TikToker, an influencer by the name of Taylor Frankie Paul. No?
Man, woman.
Well,
Taylor can be a guy's name. Frankie Paul is definitely
She's a woman. Well, Taylor was arrested for alleged domestic violence in Utah, but I want to give you a little bit of a background here and tell you what's happening since she was released. Okay, so Taylor Frankie Paul is a popular Mormon mommy TikToker known for her, quote, soft swinging lifestyle. She was arrested for alleged domestic violence in Utah. Officers arrested Paul, she's 28, last month after responding to a call at about 11 p.m. on a Friday night. She faces misdemeanor charges of assault, criminal mischief, and commission of domestic violence in the presence of a child. That's all according to the Harriman, Utah Police Department. The evidence also suggests that during the incident, Ms. Paul's minor child was injured by an action of Ms. Paul. We don't know exactly what that action was. I do suggest that everybody go and take a look on TikTok or just Google Taylor Frankie Paul.
We'll post it on the Facebook.
You will get some of the photos that we've got.
Cancel that, y'all. Go to Real Life Real Crime Daily's Facebook page.
There you go. We're going to have a
Jim
picture.
Chapman will make sure the love is there.
Okay, there you go.
Maybe the kid got hit in the face with a booby.
Well, okay, so
It's not impossible.
So Paul was booked in Harriman and released pending her court date. Her status as a social media influencer has no bearing or impact on the investigation or outcome of the case, according to the Harriman Police Department. I don't know why.
Except for we wouldn't be talking about it.
Why it would. Well, Taylor shares 2 children with her ex-husband, whose name is Tate Paul, with whom she announced her divorce last May in a live stream while opening up about their soft swinging lifestyle.
I really need to know what that means.
And implicating some other TikTok influencers were involved. So I guess
They were involved in soft swinging also?
Yes.
I would assume soft swinging is what? I know what swinging is.
You don't square, you actually just like make out and stuff. And
So maybe it's like exhibitionists. Or you just do it in front of each other?
no, you don't do it at all. Soft swinging's like kissing and stuff.
I understand, but you're not
But no,
think maybe-
no
I-
penetration.
Do you
I
get to
think
see
you
skin?
I think you get several bases there.
Oh, so because swinging means
Yeah,
you're
you
with their
swap it.
spouse.
Yeah.
You're just not doing
Yeah,
it.
it's what our girlfriend from the Laverne Police Department in Tennessee was.
But she did
was-
it with everybody. She
Didn't want a soft swing. She wanted a hard swing. But if you remember,
got
her
it hard.
husband
Oh, that's
was
right.
uncomfortable with the hard swing, and
Yeah. Okay.
and so
All right.
anyway,
I'm clear now.
Okay, I almost
Thank you.
almost presented an
y'all-
update
we'll
on that story today.
If
But
y'all have
we'll
any
put
comments
the-
about soft swinging,
anyway, here let me
please
explain what's going on with Taylor. So her arrangement.
soft swinging.
Taylor's arrangement with her ex was that they wouldn't go all the way. So they were, again, soft swinging. But she admitted that she did step out of the agreement. So
she busted the rules on soft
her
swinging.
soft went to a hard swing. And it went to a hard swing with her new boyfriend, a gentleman by the name of Dakota Mortensen. She introduced him in a video back in July and revealed him as the guy she, quote unquote, cheated with.
Yeah.
So Taylor is now resuming her regularly scheduled TikTok content following last month's arrest. And I caught a little bit of
Did you?
Taylor. Yeah, I did. I caught a little bit of a recent post of Taylor's.
How'd that work out for you?
Well,
Is it spank bank material?
let's just say that there's not a lot of redeeming value to this content other than
After today, she's going to be worldwide famous because we'll be sponsored on RLRC Daily.
yeah. So so you can go and watch that. In that,
Is there nudity in it?
in the video, no, it's no nudity.
You sound disappointed,
But
Mike.
in the video, Paula gets out of bed with Mortensen. She brushes her teeth. She gets dressed. She shaves her armpit. She has breakfast with her morning medication and heads off to the gym with her beau before getting groceries at Trader Joe's. It's all very Americana, except for the painted-on outfit she's
How
wearing.
many minutes of your life did you waste on that?
It's the good thing about TikTok is these are not long videos. Okay. According to the Salt Lake County District Court records, Taylor entered a plea of not guilty during her initial court appearance on March 1st. She's since updated her Instagram followers that she's working on, quote, healing and, quote, therapy amid this, quote, very difficult time. The last few weeks have been the hardest weeks of my life, she wrote on her Instagram story.
That's because she busted the rules.
I want to thank all of
That's
those
what
who have been
Dakota
by
said.
my side, those who reached out, and the strangers that stopped to hug me. I've silently,
bet they did.
I've silently been working on healing therapy, a blessing, starting classes. And I got the antidepressants to help me during this time. Well, it's good that she got the meds on top of that. I'm starting to feel progress and will be back to work soon. Again, thank you for those who have given me grace at this difficult
What kind of
time.
job does she have?
A pretrial protective order for Mortensen, that's the boyfriend, was denied at his request according to court docs, but one was entered on behalf of the children. Meanwhile, Paul is ordered not to consume alcohol, so she's been cut off.
What's going on up there with the Mormons, man? Those are my people. I lived in Salt Lake City. You had to go to an alcohol store. You had to get.
You have to be a member, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
had to be a
club.
member. And yeah.
And if you're not LDS, that's difficult. On Friday, the state removed the outstanding protective order with some stipulations, including that Paul cannot be in the presence of Mortensen and her children at the same time. This goes back to the injury that we don't really know about that happened during.
Booby in the head.
So, yeah, she's not allowed to discuss the case with the kids while it is.
But she can discuss on TikTok.
Progress. She's not discussing the case on TikTok, but she's, just working at getting herself back out there and reuniting with her adoring friends who.
Inquiring minds want to know what kind of job she has.
So there you go. That's the story of soft swinging and occasionally hard swinging TikToker Taylor Frankie Paul.
Now I know what soft swinging means.
One of our more serious stories that took place in Louisiana was the case of a missing businessman named Nathan Millard. When Nathan disappeared in downtown Baton Rouge, the entire city was on high alert. However, in the end, it was discovered that no foul play occurred. Here's that story from March 10th of 2023.
It's not every day that a story out of Baton Rouge becomes a national story. And the story we're about to get into has become a really large national story in the last 48, 72 hours. It's actually played out over a couple of week period, but we're really fortunate to sit here with Jim and Woody with their knowledge of the city and the geography, some of these places, et cetera. So I want to do a quick reconstruction of Nathan Millard's visit to Baton Rouge, the purpose of it, what we know about his short time here before some bad things happened, and then try and piece together, at least throw out some theories about what might have happened and at what point. And so Millard is going to fly to Baton Rouge for a business meeting about a potential construction deal. It's a quick turnaround. He's going to be here for 24 hours or less. He flies in late afternoon. He meets up with the guy he's looking at this deal with. So a client, they decide to go to an LSU Vanderbilt basketball game that night at LSU. He FaceTimes his wife from the game, so we know he was there. We know that she saw him. In fact, that's the last time that she would ever speak to him. We know that from the game, they decide to go to a gentleman's club, and they have a few drinks, perhaps a few dances at the gentleman's club. We know that they go from there to a place called Happy's Pub and have dinner and cocktails. We know that Millard gets overserved or maybe peaks his drunk at Happy's to the point that the staff there believes he's had enough, and so at 10:30 he leaves after he's told they will not serve him anymore. He's seen leaving Happy's by video cameras at 10:30. At 11:30, he is seen arriving at a Greyhound bus station on Florida Street, which I don't know the geography that well. Guys, how far is that from Happy's?
It's a ways, about 4.5 miles.
Okay.
3rd Street is where Happy's is. It's less than a block from Happy's to Florida, but Florida is the main intersection, the main drag in downtown, if you will, and it's a long ass ways.
Okay, I want to finish the timeline, but obviously intrigued with why would he go from that restaurant bar to 4 or 5 miles away to a Greyhound bus station. Let's come back to that in a little bit, but we're told that while he is at that Greyhound bus station, a security guard asks if he can help, offers to call him an Uber, etc. Millard does not accept. The guard said Millard does not appear to be in distress, but does seem out of place, and I would think he would be. This is a businessman from Atlanta area in for a 24-hour meeting. That part of town and a Greyhound station at that time at night, right. Probably not where you would expect to see a guy like that. So between 11:30 and 4:30, which is so wide, we're talking about a 5-hour period, things get a little bit fuzzy. Police say they're able to track Millard, or maybe they mean track Millard's phone. I don't exactly know, but they're able to track Millard around several businesses in the area over the course of the next several hours. He is seen according to this report, this is coming from WSB in Atlanta, which is the number one news source in Atlanta. So he is seen at a business around 4:30 a.m., but police do not reveal what business he's seen at 4:30 in the morning. New surveillance video shows Millard walking with a person in a light-colored shirt and shorts in the area about the same time. We don't know who that person was. And that's all we know about that night/morning. So the night of February 22nd into the morning of February 23rd. The client that Millard is coming town to see is expecting Millard to show up at a meeting 9 o'clock. I think it was earlier than that, probably an 8 o'clock meeting or 8:30 meeting the next morning. Millard does not show up. And so the client calls the police to request a welfare check. And at some point, and they don't find him. He's not in his hotel room. It has not been slept in. At some point during the day, his wallet and phone are found on the ground several blocks from his hotel. Okay, that's a timeline. Guys, help me.
Just a couple of things on something you mentioned. They do know who the guy in the light colored shirt and shorts are. That was actually a homeless person that they did speak with, and I guess ruled him out of any, foul play situation as far as having something to do with anything.
But did he say anything? I mean, did he do anything?
They're not saying.
No, they're not going to say anything. But the problem with this whole thing is this kicked off a bit of a shit show, and Baton Rouge prides itself on 3rd Street. And my father actually owns Happy's Irish Pub, the building, and several other buildings down there. It's a cleaner version of Bourbon Street or Beale Street in Memphis. They touted the live music's down there and everything else. But this Georgia man goes missing. I didn't want to report on this until we had more facts, but I said immediately he's dead. But I figured they'd find him in the Mississippi River. But this is before all the cameras and everything else came out. Investigation, Texas Eco Search comes in. They do a grid search of downtown Baton Rouge. That's when they, evidently locate these cameras and everything else. But after 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks went by, a person is walking on Chippewa near Scenic, and they smell that smell gives.
How close is that to the Greyhound station?
It's probably another couple miles away.
Really? Okay.
And let me put it to you this way. When he left Happy's and he ends up taking a right on Florida Boulevard, the further east he went, the worse the neighborhood got. Okay. When you cross underneath the interstate, which is probably 2 miles from Happy's, and another 2.5 miles from the Greyhound station, it gets worse and worse and worse. Chippewa and Scenic is like ground zero.
He didn't have a car. He did have a rent a car.
No, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I know that there's been no report of a car, and if they've tracked him on cameras at these businesses, then I would assume he's on foot.
4+ miles.
I mean, if you fucked up, you're walking and you're doing, maybe he's looking for another bar. I don't know. But what he did know is he was walking into the wrong place. So,
they would have known had he gotten an Uber or a Lyft to go that distance. And so he's either in somebody else's car that's not a cab driver.
The thing about the downtown where 3rd Street is, you get a block off of that in either direction is not shit. The downtown is almost strictly government business, law offices, things like that. It's open during the daytime. Most of the restaurants even close after lunch. Okay, that's why when they revitalized 3rd Street and turn it into live music venues and restaurants and all that. But you go east from there, there's nothing. You hit the interstate, there's less than nothing. There's nothing but the hood. And I'm not being racist or anything else. I'm just telling you, anybody that challenges my statement, you go walking at nighttime. So the Greyhound bus station, same thing. So, but regardless, this person 2 weeks later, smells the death smell, and they call and it's investigated. They had to ID the body by it was badly decomposed because it was wrapped in plastic and carpet. Jim, my buddy Shane from Wisconsin up there, and right now they're in the 30s. We've been in the 80s the last 2 weeks, right?
Right.
So being wrapped up, the body's going to speed the decomposition.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
Growing your business can mean big-time logistical questions, like how are we going to keep up with all these local deliveries? Let Uber Direct offer you a helping hand. With Uber Direct, you take orders on your website, app, or by phone. Then, drivers who are part of Uber's courier network pick them up from your store and deliver them to your customer's doorstep. Sounds simple, right? Delivery just got better with Uber Direct. Learn more at uberdirect.com.
Yeah, it will. And, there's a lot of questions surrounding a lot of things with that scene. And so BRPD came out. They issued a statement to kind of address some of these questions. One of the questions that was glaring and what some people may not realize is that a lot of that carpet that he was found in was left at the scene after the body was picked up. They never picked it up. Now, you don't have to be Woody Everton to know that might be a key piece of evidence. I mean, that's a questionable thing because although you may have predetermined there was no foul play, how many times does that happen on cases? And then later on, there was foul play. So right. you can't, to me, you can't make that big of a decision. Now, in defense of BRPD, in that press conference, they alluded to the fact that they took some of the carpet, but it was a giant roll, and there was only maybe a certain aspect that he was rolled in. That sounds horrible, but maybe they cut that carpet, and the guy went as far as to say, we took what we needed to take with that carpet.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you my thoughts on that, and work so many scenes like this where the general public doesn't know. When the coroner comes out, and it's a suspicious death, certainly, but there's no bullet holes, no bruising, even the body's in decomp, there's no obvious signs of trauma. The first thing they're going to do on scene is take about a big ass syringe and needle, and they're going to jam it into your pelvic area, into where your urine is, and they take a sample of your urine on site and they put it on what they call a board. The board lists any type of narcotics that you have in your system, and it's qualitative, not quantitative, but I'm just speculating, y'all. I can't say for sure, but I would imagine it came back with fentanyl or heroin or whatever, and they're thinking it's OD. Now, the problem with that is you OD, you didn't wrap yourself up in plastic and then a big old roll of carpet. That press conference they held, Chief Murphy Paul, who I used to work with, state police, saying, no foul right after the autopsy. They said no foul play suspected. It's safe to come down to Baton Rouge. Well, certainly you should have taken the carpet, all of it. You could get rid of it, and the problem with it is, even if it's an overdose under the Louisiana law, and we did one of the first cases here in Livingston Parish way back in the early 2000s, if I sell Jim Chapman heroin and he ODs on it, you can be charged with murder. Okay? I could be charged with the murder for selling him the dope. Somebody sold this guy from Georgia dope. Certainly he didn't get through TSA and everything and end up walking in the hood late at night and OD and then wrap himself up.
Right. Well, we're gonna play the clip in which the one of the detectives on this case responds to just that question with the rug, for those of you that may not have heard it in the BRPD press conference, and just feel it's important that you hear this response.
It was reported that his body was wrapped up in a rug. The rug is still sitting there, and a lot of people want to know why it wasn't collected.
Okay, so whenever we go to a crime scene, our detectives and our crime scene investigators, they confer with each other on what needs to be taken and what doesn't.
We all know how much of a hassle buying a car can be. You spend a bunch of time driving around, trying to find the perfect car, negotiating over the price, worrying about the quality of the vehicle, but not anymore. Thanks to Vroom. Vroom is the better way to buy and sell used cars.
When you go to vroom.com, you can shop thousands of cars right from your phone. They have all the popular makes and models and no haggle pricing, so you know you're getting a good deal. Best of all, they deliver your new ride directly to you.
Vroom stands by its vehicles too. Every car and truck from Vroom goes through a thorough inspection and reconditioning process and comes with a 90-day limited warranty. On top of that, you have 7 days or 250 miles, whichever comes first, to make sure it's the car for you. And if you don't love it, you can return it.
You can also sell or trade in your current car on Vroom, and they'll pick it up for free. Just answer a few questions about your car on the Vroom website, and you'll get an offer in as little as 2 minutes. You have no obligation to sell, so there's nothing to lose.
So whether it's buying your next car, selling or trading your current one, Vroom has you covered. Start shopping today at vroom.com. That's vroom.com.
Whatever kind of night you're planning, there's one way to start it off right, and that's with Drizzly, the go-to app for drink delivery.
Whether you're mixing up a bullet bourbon old-fashioned for a cozy night around the fire, or maybe a Kettle One Bloody Mary for a birthday brunch, you can get the perfect beer, wine, and spirits for any occasion delivered with Drizzly.
So download the Drizzly app or go to drizzly.com. That is DRIZLY.com to choose your drinks today. Must be 21, not available in all locations. If you want to make the occasion perfect, you need the perfect wine and spirits. Let Drizzly bring them to you. That's Drizzly on the app at DRIZLY.com, Drizzly.com.
I had friends coming in from out of town a few weeks ago. Hey, they're picky about what they drink. He had to have that Farniente Chardonnay, and she had to have the Ciroc vodka. I had driven around for hours to find that stuff had it not been for the Drizzly app. I love that with Drizzly, I can get everything I need from one place and get it delivered.
And they didn't deem it necessary for them to take the entire rug. And I'll just leave that at that. I know there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of information going on about what we may have found out there, what we may not have. And once again, that's part of the investigation, so I don't want to put that information out.
I mean, what do you think? Is that
I don't know.
acceptable?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what their logic is. if it's a big ass piece of carpet or whatever, that tells me more than one person had to roll it up, right? But so you can look on DNA on the whole thing. I don't know. That's armchair quarterbacking. I would, certainly, I don't think they thought anybody was going to go to the scene and say, "Oh God, they didn't take all the carpet." I would check the whole fucking thing, and in case something happens.
Right? Yeah, and in this particular area where they found not only the area but the actual business in which they found this body, y'all, it was a old, raggedy, looked like a crack house business that was basically two little oil change
bays. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, bays.
And just to throw this out there, in the same time frame in the last 2 weeks, they hadn't said they're connected. Certainly, there have been two more bodies found, and I think one of them was even found wrapped up. So, I mean, whatever. Why they didn't take it, I don't know. But the deal is, the family now is challenging BRPD, and they're asked for the Louisiana State Police to come in and investigate. The problem with that is the LSP. I used to be an investigator for them. We never went in unless the agency that handled the case requested you to come in. You just didn't do it, and certainly BRPD is not going to go back and say, "Oh, well, we're incompetent. State police come take this over," right?
From the outside looking in, because I'm not the Baton Rouge guy, to declare no foul play on something that indicates on 100% foul play makes zero sense. I don't care how much you are trying to keep the public calm and how much you're trying to protect your downtown business and convince people that it's safe to be going down there. That seems to be a disingenuous statement. And there's that piece of it. And then there's and gosh, I makes me think of the Madison Brooks case as well, is if you get to the point that you are so out of it as to not know where you are, as to be disoriented, and with the high blood alcohol level or drugs, I mean, anything can happen. This guy gets to a place in this in the city that neither of you guys would make that walk, right?
Nope.
No way.
I wouldn't drive it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so he had whatever he had in him, he got in him early enough to be. I don't think you just get hammered at a bar.
I don't know. I'm going to tell you
like
something.
that.
Happy's is I mean, I frequented it over the years. And you're going to do some drinking at Happy's, right? I mean, you have your own mug hanging, so maybe.
And look, they went to a strip club before that.
Right.
I mean,
maybe it's
probably going to do some drinking.
Or
there.
fall out. Like my son works in another bar now. He said they're really tightening down on him because of the Madison Brooks case, and so maybe that, but maybe he got out and did whatever. We don't know. Heart goes out to the family, and hopefully, if it's foul play, they're not just trying to cover it up because of tourism.
Well, and look, what you said about the possibility of fentanyl. I mean, let's face it, it's the number one killer now of people age 15 to 45 in the United States. And so if he's out of town, he's having fun on a trip, it's a 24-hour turnaround, he's really going to party it up, and he decides that whatever it was, a joint, some kind of pill, probably a pill, that he's going to take, and he gets directed to some particular person to get it. And boom. And look, it's happening to kids on college campuses that are just looking to get an edge on studying, by taking something. I mean, it's scary, but it sure sounds like maybe this is going in the direction of something like that.
Well, and one of the things that has come out as recently as yesterday afternoon is the wife, which I don't know if we mentioned this yet, but this gentleman had 5 kids throughout it was a blended family. Right. So, there were 5, kids of various ages between him and his wife. And she has come out and stated, number one, these people are not from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but it shows the reputation of Baton Rouge, Louisiana from Atlanta area relative to the crime rate. Because one of the things she said she was first concerned with on an interview with Kieran, Unfiltered with Kieran, was that the crime rate was so high here. Her initial assumption was they're incompetent, the police there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it's extremely high crime rate. Of course, you don't throw all police under that same bus. There's some people responsible, and most are awesome folks over there. All of that being said, she has not been able to get a whole lot of answers out of them, either on or off the record. She feels roadblocked about this whole situation and has written a request to the state police to take over that case. Now, I don't know, Woody, if someone can a victim's family do that?
They can certainly do it, but the response is going to be from the colonel. We do not get involved in an investigation unless we're asked by the investigative agency. Or now, if there's a cover up or whatever, then they're going to the Attorney General's office involved and all that. Gotcha. So, but still, that's not done. The whole problem with this whole case now is he's found wrapped in plastic and carpet in the hood, dead.
And you can't do that by yourself.
Can't do that by yourself. So stay tuned, and we'll keep y'all updated as it unfolds.
And 5 kids in Atlanta are without a daddy.
God bless them. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Ah, yes. Vanilla wafers. What can this staple of yummy goodness have to do with crime? Well, listen to this story from February 15th, 2023 to find out. So a woman was arrested in Wichita Falls, Texas, after she reportedly hit her daughter in the face with a box of cookies, specifically vanilla wafers.
Nilla wafers.
During an argument. That's right. Nilla wafers.
Nilla.
That's right. According to the probable cause affidavit on Monday, February 6th at 6:33 p.m., a Wichita Falls Police Department officer went to an apartment regarding a family disturbance. When the officer arrived, he spoke with the daughter, who said she and her mother, Rhonda Kyle, both lived in the apartment. The affidavit said the daughter, unnamed, was sitting on the couch when Kyle swung a box of vanilla wafers at her face. The box allegedly hit her left cheek, and she said she felt pain from being hit in the face with a box of vanilla wafers. And look, hey, I'm not saying I can't vouch for that. I might have been popped with a box of vanilla wafers once or twice, Wendy Chapman. The daughter, however, did not want to press charges. Now, the officer reportedly spoke with Kyle, who alleged her daughter came home and started yelling and cursing at her. Kyle reportedly said her daughter was calling her names. So Kyle retrieved the box of cookies and hit her with it. The daughter allegedly punched Kyle in the face twice, and Kyle said, "That's it. I'm calling the cops."
You know what? I think the box of vanilla wafers is the first thing she could grab. My kid, 24, 23, however old, did all that shit to me. I'm going to grab the first thing I can is knock the shit out of them, too. They just better be glad there's a box
what
of vanilla
a waste
wafers
of vanilla wafers,
right?
though.
God, do we know? So the daughter's name's not being disclosed because she's a minor? I would guess, right?
I would guess that is the case.
But we don't know how old she was, right? So
under the age of 18, for sure.
Okay. But I mean, it's one thing to pop a 6-year-old with some vanilla wafers, or a 3-year-old,
a toddler in a diaper
versus a 15-year-old. So
yeah, that's right.
That would be nice to know.
That's funny.
Yeah. So a judge, he set the bond at $2,000, and what do we learn from that story, folks? Never waste the vanilla wafers.
That's right.
Nothing is worth that.
Wait, so the mother was booked.
Yeah.
That's
okay,
right.
but I thought the daughter didn't want to press charges.
Well, the daughter is a juvenile. She doesn't have that right. State state will pick it up.
Okay, so the officers that went there were the ones who decided to arrest.
Yeah. And they changed that when I was coming up, because if you see a sign of anything and like the kid would have had a mark on her face from the vanilla wafers, if you leave the kid in the home and what if the next time she pisses her off, she picks up a fireplace stoker and kills her, then it's even later that night. My rule was I'm not coming back twice. If I get called out the first time, somebody's leaving with me because you won't kill them that night.
Right.
Okay, but I don't know that you graduate from Nilla wafers to a fireplace poker.
Shit, I've seen people hitting everything from a fucking bag of sugar to firearms.
Okay, but if we consider cookies and cookie packaging as potential weapons, I think there are better choices.
I'm going with double stuffed Oreos.
Don't those come in like kind of clear plastic packaging?
Yeah, but they're heavier.
Yeah, and easier to hum too.
Right.
It's like throwing a Nerf.
What if you open it up? You got like 50 projectiles. You could have a double stuff. Hey, double stuff Oreo. You listen?
I'd be catching them when they've thrown them at me. Right in my mouth.
Do you guys like
they
that?
get famous on TikTok.
Do you guys ever get those the Walker shortbread? It comes.
Yeah.
in,
Oh yeah.
That's good. You know what I'm talking about?
I've eaten shortbread.
Okay, but it's in a rectangular pack. But the individual cookies are they're like gold bricks. I mean, they're really heavy, and it being rectangular like that, pretty easy to handle.
Okay,
that sucker. I would think not everybody's got Walkers in their
that's right.
pantry.
But if I have the time and the option to really do it, I'm going in the closet and digging out that fruitcake you gave me last year, Mike. And I'm going to use the fruitcake in the tin, and I'm going to kill them.
Okay, well, that's really taking it up because, you have like David's Cookies or Mrs. Fields or the Danish one that you get around the holidays. Yeah. Any of those, now you're talking,
right? That's
a deadly weapon.
Anything's a deadly weapon. My pinky. You just don't know the power of the pinky.
Yeah, Nilla wafers just seems like...
Hey,
not.
You better hope you don't have a Nilla wafers or Valentine's when you get home.
It's the only thing around.
Nilla. You know why? Because they don't have any butter. It's all
Nilla wafers.
I'm mad at them.
Those are for eating, not for throwing.
Vanilla in the Nilla wafers. They do taste pretty good though.
We hope you enjoyed this look back at some of our favorite moments of 2023. Look, Happy New Year to all of you from all of us. And don't forget to check out Real Life Real Crime Original tomorrow, December 30th. And we'll be back with a brand new episode of Real Life Real Crime Daily on January 3rd. Happy New Year, everyone. Much love. Peace.
Growing your business can mean big-time logistical questions, like how are we going to keep up with all these local deliveries? Let Uber Direct offer you a helping hand. With Uber Direct, you take orders on your website, app, or by phone. Then drivers who are part of Uber's courier network pick them up from your store and deliver them to your customer's doorstep. Sounds simple, right? Uber Direct helps you give your customers what they want when they want it. Offer them delivery options in under 2 hours, on the same day, or scheduled up to 30 days in advance. Plus, share real-time tracking and ETAs by text. You can keep growing your business at a price that works for you. Never pay commission or hidden charges. Just pay a fixed fee per delivery. Delivery just got better with Uber Direct. Learn more at uberdirect.com.
Shop early, save big, all month long during Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Right now, get select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees starting at just $59.98. Don't wait to save. Shop these deals today, in-store or online. Because Lowe's knows deals. Discount taken at time of purchase while supplies last. Selection varies by location.